So today I'm going to be talking about the Purpose in Prayer by A.M. Bond, and whatever it is that I read from it, like I can always come back to watch, and you as you're watching, you can also accumulate knowledge from and get to understand. It's going to be in series, different part of the pages of the book. So this is Purpose of Prayer and the introduction. Ian Bond was born in Shelby Country in the year August 15, 1835, and he went to school in Shelbyville. Anyhow, my English is just trying to understand. The English is the problem, but you need to understand the message I'm passing. So he became a lawyer before he became a pastor. So God called him. By the time he was a lawyer, so he had something he was already doing with his life, because before he had the calling, or before he was chosen to be someone that will walk with God and work for God. So he was in his first church when the civil war began, and he was held prisoner because he didn't pledge loyalty to the government. He didn't pledge being loyal to the government, whatever that means. Maybe in the countryside, whatever the civil war was about, he didn't pledge loyalty to them, and it took him as a prisoner. And for him being in prison, he was shifted to another prison. And man, if you have ever gone to a cell, just a normal prison cell, not to now talk of civil war prison, I don't know, it's going to be hell. It's going to be a lot of things, a lot of experience. It's things that will just want to shake your faith, shake your belief, change your mindset, change your mentality, change who you are. And mind you, this video will not be more than 20 minutes. Whatever page I'm reading, it will not be more than 20 minutes. So it's crazy, because he went to two different prisons, all in the same civil war, and just to stand his ground, not pledge loyalty. And I think it's definitely going to be inclined to what his faith and belief is for God, and how his life is about to keep shifting and shaping. So after he was released, he walked 100 miles by foot to join one general. So he was released, and he went to work in a general's place, and later he became a chaplain nearly at the ending of the war. So even during the war, he still decided to stand on God's ground for him. He started his own ministry calling to be in a church, to want to disciple people in God's way at the age 24. So you can imagine that at the ending of the war, he was captured again, and the war finished. And as the war finished, he was a pastor for Tennessee and Alabama. He was already a minister of God in Alabama. And you can imagine how that is. So he was assigned to St. Paul Methodist Church, and he was a pastor there for 4 years. Got married in 1876 and died 10 years later. That is, the wife that he got married to died 10 years later. A lot of things happened to him in this journey for him to even write the Purpose in Prayer. So he married again, and he gave birth to 5 kids. This particular person gave birth to 5 kids for him, and he became an editor. All in this journey, he became an editor for Christian Advocate paper. He was a deep thinker in all of his doing and his writing. And for 17 years, he spent most of his time reading, writing, and praying, to the extent of waking up and just want to do the same routine: reading, praying, and writing. In different denominations, they read his books, and it was so much an impact in their life. Bond was humble, and it was full of God's love for humanity, and didn't stop, because part of his experience in Brooklyn, He prayed for the lost souls and cried from 3 a.m. till daybreak. He was a pastor, a preacher, and also in the world that he dropped in different languages has been translated from his book. So even another reverend was with him and said that he started reading about his book and saw a part in the book that said man is always looking for better ways, but God finds better men. So because of the noise right now, this is what I'm going to say is the introduction of EM Bond prayer life for the gospel. So noise is the problem right now, but this is the introduction. I made sure I recorded it.